recording the session now after having successfully done PACE, which stands for Positive, Active, Clear, and Energized. We are now all together in sync with our minds, with our bodies, and we can continue. And now I would like to speak with you about emotional freedom technique, tapping. Now, Pauline, you know, there are many other techniques that are also to do with tapping, and the aroma stress release with tapping is similar. This one I have learned 15 years ago, and I found it very helpful. And when we're dealing with current stress, with current rushing around, with all these things that are going on, it is very helpful to remind ourselves to reset and to tap down over energies that might come up through these meridians. And if you want to know more, look at the source on the bottom left. There are some lovely videos as examples. And by the way, I will send you the PDF of this talk so that, and all of these links are clickable so you can access this additional information. So each one of you have their challenges, and I don't know you all, but you may very well have right now something that is really weighing on your heart, that is really sort of giving you a headache. So tune in with that for a moment. And you can even measure for yourself how high is your stress rate for that. Just tune in. And out of 0 to 10, how high would it be? And take note of that. And now follow the following points with me. Tap on the top of your head, central meridian. Even though I feel, and whatever that feeling is that you're currently dealing with, anxious, unsure, overwhelmed, tap to the inside of your eyebrow. Even though I may feel all these things, I deeply and fully love. Now go to the point below the eyes. I love, trust, accept, and appreciate myself the way I am. These buttons inside of the eyebrows is bladder meridian. It deals with stress and fear and anxiety. On the outside, we have a button that deals with harmony or disharmony. Underneath here, we have eyes from stomach meridian, and that deals with frustration, dissatisfaction. So tapping here reduces those emotions. Look up, see yourself reducing, see yourself smiling. Look down, feel how that frustration goes down. Look to the side, visualize the positive alternative. Now go to the next one, that is the button underneath the nose, above the lip. Even though I feel anxious, even though I might feel so settled and unfocused, I deeply and completely love, trust, accept, and appreciate myself the way I am. Do the same for the button underneath the lips, above the chin. Look up, breathe deeply. Look to the side and to the other side. And down. If at this point you think, oh, I need an oil for that, now is a good time. We are coming to the points underneath the collarbone here. This is kidney meridian, the end of kidney meridian, and it deals with phobia and real big fears and feelings of, oh, I can't do this. I'm not creative enough. I'm not resilient enough. Oh, just tap. You may want to put some stress away there. You may want to put some lemon there. You may want to put some magnify your purpose there to release that energy. Even though I might feel anxiety, even though I might feel hindered and thwarted and all those things, I still deeply love, trust, accept, appreciate, and acknowledge myself for who I am. The next button you will find halfway between your arm on the inside of your rib cage. It is for spleen meridian. Oh, and when you hit that button, you know that you hit it. It's a painful one. And it's all about worry. This is our worry button. So the message is, even though I'm really worried, I relax. I'm doing my best and it's good enough. I love, trust, accept, and appreciate myself the way I am. Now come to a point that is here on small intestine meridian. We call it the karate chop point. You can either tap it like this, or you can tap it like that. We call it also the gamut point. It puts it all together in a nutshell. And your body will remember the anchored statements. So for yourself, do it for yourself, your affirmation, your individual feelings that you wish to rein in and uplift and transform. Even though I may feel all these things, I deeply and completely love, trust, accept, and appreciate myself. Deep breathing. You see, when we tap on something, it is a physical anchor that you give to your child and you say, well done. A physical anchor to yourself. Me, myself, and I take responsibility for my well-being. That's an anchor. And your body remembers it on the cellular level. Have a bit of water. And I hope and pray that my slide will move to the next one. Really interesting. It worked so well before. Interesting. I can't get it to move. Let me try something, and I will put in my little thingy-me-bop, and maybe that will talk to it better. Let's see. Interesting. Will not move. Okay, so what am I doing? Forgive me. This has not happened before. I've run many meetings and they have always worked, these buttons. And now
Dorothea, try your return button. Maybe that'll work.
Suddenly it worked. It may be the slow internet connection that also maybe part of it. Anyway, it's happened. And here are 3 little pictures that I wanted to remind you to as you're drinking a bit more water. let us remind that equally contagious, if not more, is the patience, the friendship, the love, the enthusiasm. And yes, we are challenged by so many thoughts, so many incoming news, and let's remember to keep the energy levels high, to stay well above the wellness line. Thank God, so far we have not been forbidden to go to the ocean. I walked with my husband and the dog along the ocean. It was just the best. You get that wonderful ionized air and you breathe deeply. So let us focus on what we want to be rather than what we need to do. Are you with me with that? Hopefully you are. And I'm moving on because I'm very mindful of the time. Now for this file, for this slide, I actually produced an individual video. It's only 10 minutes long. And I invite you to watch it and you will get it sent after this as a follow-up. Follow me for a moment and just do this with your arm, with your hand, flush upwards along the inside of your arms. Yes, and you can also do a bit of tap, 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 tap with your hands. And what you are doing is you are energizing 3 meridians. Heart meridian, circumflex meridian, that's ending at the middle finger, and lung meridian, that is going to the thumb. So 3 meridians on the inside of our hands are to do with your heart function, your pulmonary function, and your cardiovascular function. So that's very important. Now comes the oil application. Ladies, gentlemen, if you do have a roll-on applicator and you have your stress away, voila. What you now can do is take that oil, start at the axilla, and on the inside elbow, on the very outside, go to the fingertip of the small finger. Something comes up here. I hope you can't see that, and I must get rid of it. Yeah, okay. Have you done that? So if you haven't got the oil, you can just flush along to the small finger. This is heart meridian, and you can energize this heart meridian with stress away oil. Should you prefer joy? Fine. Should you prefer another oil that gives you an uplifted heart? Choose whatever is appropriate for you. And if you spontaneously, you know, because you have lavender, use lavender. Because we know, work the oil that you have, and quantum will do the rest because you have the intention. The next one I chose for circumflex meridian here is Cyprus. Cyprus is for circulation, isn't it, Pauline? So what we do is, if you have a short t-shirt on, you can go right here and go on the inside of the arm, right along the middle of your arm, and end at the middle finger. And do it same here, through the middle of your arm, right through the wrist to the middle finger. Can you see that? Cyprus, and that is for your meridian of circumflex or pericarde. So that energizes your cardiovascular system. Now, if you do not have an oil, don't worry. You can just flush the meridian with your fingertips from the inside to the middle finger. We actually say from tip to tip. That's where this meridian goes. All right. The next one that I would like you to energize is lung meridian. Now you can choose to have any eucalyptus oil. You can choose to have RC or Raven, depending on what your preference is. This is for improving your lung function. Okay? All right, let's do it. I'm taking eucalyptus, and I have to be really careful that the picture shows what I'm doing. Lung meridian starts right here under the collarbone. So that's where I'm starting. And then I'm going to the front of the arm and here to the thumb. That's where lung meridian ends. Same here, from this collarbone point along the arm to the thumb. Can you see it? Huh? That is your lung meridian. Excellent. Now flush and brush this oil into the line of your lung meridian. That's your first 3 meridians done, and they are called yin meridians because they start at the ground and go upwards on the inside through your body. So your lung, your cardiovascular, and your heart has been energized. Now the bottom, or we go from the hands downwards, and these are called yang meridians. So starting at the fingers, just do this with me. Just go like this. And the other side. That's your yang meridians in one go. Let's be more specific. This one is endoflex, but actually I just remembered I have to start with this one. So either you choose fennel or ginger or spearmint, or even the 3 of them. They are for small intestine, to settle your digestive system, the small intestine. So have a look at that picture. Look on the back of the right hand. Do you see that down there? And look at that funny thing that on the small finger on the outside it starts. And then it goes and does this little triangular movement right to where the pulse is. Huh? So that is your small intestine. And so start at the small finger and go right to here. And then on the middle of the arm, now you go to the chin and end up at the ear. Did you see that? I'll do it again. I hope I can get it on the picture. So starting at the small finger, over the arm, can't go over the shoulder because I got a t-shirt on, but you can go to your chin and end up at the ear. And that is for your small intestine energy. Excellent to appease the digestive system. If you have digestive issues, flatulence or whatever, you can help it from that point of view. Apart from rubbing it on your tummy, hopla. So do it, just flush it. Just flush that small intestine, just go. Okay, now we come to the endoflex. Endoflex is for everything that is your endocrine system. And for those, I'm not sure whether everybody is au fait with this, but that's one of my preferred endocrine system supporters. If you look at that little picture on the bottom right, it starts at the ring finger. Can you see it? Starts at the ring finger and goes right there again to that same point here. But it continues on the arm through the triceps. So let's do that. Ring finger to the triceps and then behind the ear. I have to show that on the other side. Goes here and it ends up at the outside of the eyebrows. That's why you want to use all these oils in dilution, and you do not want to use a strong oil that might irritate your eyes. Be careful. All of these oils I put carrier oil in plus 10 drops of the real deal, so it is safe to use. Sorry, I should have said that right at the beginning, but I forgot. Now you know. Okay, so triple warmer from ring finger over the tricep, behind the ear, to the outside of your eyebrows. And that's all about harmony. if you have disharmony in your life, if you have disharmony in your endocrine system, this is the one that brings harmony, focusing on harmony. Last one. The last one is Digest. And again, this is not the concentrated real Digest. This is carrier oil plus 10 drops. That's way enough. Okay, so here I have forgotten to put a roll-on fitment on. So you must imagine now here at the index finger, look it up on the picture down there, back of the right hand, on the index finger, large intestine starts. Then it goes through the hand here, on the inside here, and then you come to a very important button. If you take your middle finger and you push in here, ooh, who can feel that? That's a nasty one. That's the one from large intestine. If you have pain there, it's all about letting go, letting go. Okay, so you want to put your finger, your index finger there, roll it here, go to the front of the arm and end up at the inside of your nose, outside of your nose. Okay, so from index finger along that painful button on the tennis elbow point, front of the arm through the biceps, ending at the nose. Whew, this has taken a little time, but I'll tell you what, I have done a lot of measurements. My friend Lynette was there and we did it with her and we raised the energy significantly, huh, Lynette? Was great balance. It's such a wonderful little routine. So I can encourage you to adopt that several times during the day if you feel you need it. So next thing is this stuff. Now, I had to be a bit more fast, but I want to mention this Qigong balls. If you ever have seen that, I have an extra video on how Qigong balls work. Just raise your hand if you know what they are. Anybody? Do you know what Qigong balls are? No? No? Yes? They're excellent. They're very good for training the hands and the flexibility, and I will send you a video about it. I want to jump over this one now because I want to also mention a few other things. On this link here, Raise Your Energy Frequency. This is the wonderful video that was produced some time ago by Edward Close. And I actually put that link on the Beworks. And it is a fabulous video in which Edward Close explains this vibration thing. And so how a healthy body is vibrating at 62 to 68 megahertz, and how when we are getting into sickness and fear and despair, how we go lower and lower with our energies. So it's wonderful to know, and if you look into your books and if you have your desk reference, look it up. And look at that page where you have all the oils listed with their frequency. And that is, for me, it's like putting the finger in the plug board and smelling that wonderful oil and energizing my body with the frequency. And you know that rose is the highest one with 320 megahertz. Has anybody got rose oil? I want to show you a bottle. In 1978, my father traveled to Bulgaria and he brought back a bottle of rose oil for each one of his daughters. And I still have it. And there's this tiny little vial in there, and it's the Rose Bulgaria. And that's left. And I'm not opening it ever, only very, very sparingly, because it's been there since 1978. The true Bulgarian rose. Now, let's move on. Familiarize yourself with that video. You can click on it once you have the PDF. Now let's look at the biochemistry. We are aware that many chemical components make up an oil. And we have many, many active ingredients. And I want to just focus on this one, the sesquiterpenes. So sesquiterpenes, they transcend the blood-brain barrier, that bring oxygen to your brain. They allow you to be in your frontal brain, where you respond and you think before you act. It allows you to be connected to your higher self. So look at how much you find in cedarwood and how much you find in cypress. And just be aware that beautiful door at the big dome in Florence that is made from cypress wood. And other woods, the cedar wood is often used in big cathedrals for the beams of the roof. I never forget that when I went into Italy one year as a young backpacker, and I entered into Santa Maria Novella in Firenze, and this beautiful cedar wood smell came from the pews and from the beams of the church. And that will always, always be in my mind. I will never forget whenever I open cedar wood. And have a look at the other oils there, because yeah, this is not really compliant, and I apologize. But you and I, between you and me and the fence post, we know how to operate with that one. I hope you do. One more thing before they cut me off. I want to quickly mention, and you have been, if you have been to the talk of Peter Dingle, this is what he put out. This is our action plan. So let's not just say what we can't do and we can't do and we are not allowed to do this and not allowed to do that. This is what we can do. This is what we can be proactive about. This is what we have power over. So making good choices for your lifestyle, making good choices in your nutrition, making good choices as to what kind of essential oils you are using. And it's really interesting that Peter found ginseng and oregano, and he found all these research papers on these oils. So have a good look at these. The list is quite long. And I found this is a very helpful one. I have no idea what the Chinese herbs are about, but if you are good with Chinese herbs, go and research it. Okay, so this is a long text, and he explains to us what the immune response is in case of the virus. And I actually don't want to, you can read it in your own good time. I just want to quickly move on and remind you that taking vitamin C is of utmost importance. Wherever you can, hopefully source vitamin C, get it into you. And it's water soluble. So even if you are going a bit overboard, it is still of very good help for your kidneys and of very good effect to protect your bladder. So look at what goes in, where it comes in and where it goes out. And we have every reason to up our intake of vitamin C. And if you look down there for brain function, for your muscles, bones, joints, of course, for your lung function and your immune system. So anybody taking vitamin C too? Yes? No? Yep, absolutely. Get it in you. And this is my last slide. These are all clickable things. And I think I posted that the other day. Did I share it to the B-Works? I don't know. Are you familiar with the little song, Every Little Cell in My Body is Happy? If you have children, this is the song to sing them, like for them, like a mantra. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad, I'm so happy. Every little cell in my body is well. And it goes on and on and on. It becomes a wonderful earworm once you start singing it. And another thing that I was given is the 21 days of meditation by Deepak Chopra. So you can click on that, it is for free, and you have guided meditations. You have also guided meditations for better sleep. And finally, I want to also make you aware of, again, of how important it is to protect yourself against electromagnetic frequencies. Really, really get this happening, you know, wherever you find good tools. Pauline has a good source, and we know how important it is to protect ourselves, especially now in the car. Make your car safe, because wherever you're traveling from tower to tower, you are being bombarded. So we need to be protected. That's pretty much it. That puts it in a nutshell. Thank God they're not cutting me off yet. This is the whole thing that I presented to you. On your left side, you have the biochemical health and wellness, good nutrition, no junk food, drink more water. On the right side, you have mental emotional wellness. Sing, hum. Humming is very, very good. It raises your frequency. It cleans your sinuses. There's a lot of research on humming and singing the aum. And say your affirmation. Say and tap your EFT. And repeat that. Keep your mental hygiene. As well as you're brushing your teeth, you do this to keep your mind well. And on the bottom, we have the physical exercise. Go walking, do your garden work, move your fingers so that you have all 6 meridians energized and active. And all around the circle is your energetic body. So being protected against harmful electric frequencies, flushing your meridians, that's a really good way of staying well and stay well above the wellness line. That's my presentation for you today. Thank you for listening. And I hope I stayed in time. It's only 45 minutes. And so far they haven't cut me off, which is great. And I will stop the recording now, okay? Quite sure where to do it. Stop recording.